U.S., as well as Ukraine, Germany, France, and the U.K., are expected to hold negotiations tomorrow in Geneva on President Trump's new plan to end Russia's war on Ukraine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are expected to attend. The Trump administration says it will hold separate talks with Russia. Ukrainian President Zelensky says the latest U.S. plan forces him to choose between his country's sovereignty and keeping U.S. support. Let's bring in Kurt Volker, former U.S. ambassador to NATO. Ambassador Volker, you probably have access to more of the details on what this proposal is than the rest of us. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it is incredibly one-sided. It puts all the restrictions on Ukraine and none on Russia. And that's very strange because it is Russia that has attacked Ukraine. We are calling in this agreement for Ukraine to withdraw from some Ukrainian territory rather than calling on Russia to withdraw from Ukrainian territory. So there are a lot of things that are off about this. I think it's very good that the US, UK, France, Germany, and Ukraine are all meeting in Geneva to talk about this. I'm reminded of the minerals deal where the first draft of that was also just a terrible document, but it was improved through negotiations. And let's hope that a similar process takes place here.
The Russians invaded Crimea in the Obama administration. They didn't get much of a response from the West. Then they invade, mainland, the major part of Ukraine in the Biden administration. They still have a good chunk of the eastern part of that country. Should they be rewarded and allowed to keep it?
No, absolutely not. And one of the confusing things about this U.S. draft peace agreement is that it confuses the idea of de facto Russian control versus recognition. It literally says would be recognized as de facto Russia, which is a non sequitur. You don't really know what that means. Russia, none of the occupied territories should be recognized as Russian. They are by law, by recognition, by Russia's own past diplomatic recognition, all part of Ukraine. And we should not be legitimizing any gains for aggression like that. Similarly, Russia has committed heinous war crimes in Ukraine, abducting children, murdering civilians, targeting civilians deliberately with drones or with missiles. These things need to be held to account, and just whitewashing that, as this agreement would do, would set a very bad precedent for future conflicts.
Yeah, I've read that Russia is kind of hanging on by a thread. Their economy is in shambles. The sanctions.
Please subscribe to our official channel, USA News.